At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Well, happy Tuesday morning to you. It is we're getting after a long 3-day weekend for many of us. Now it's time to get back to reality, get back to work. Hoping to have a good start to your work week for those of you that may just be getting started. Let's get you right to the forecast here. By the way, I did do a contest yesterday as I took the day off, and I will be announcing the winner of that contest here shortly, so be sure to stick around for that. Let's get you to the forecast this morning, and starting off the day with about 64 degrees out at the Reading Airport, as well as Chico, 61 for Corning. We've got mainly 50s for a lot of the higher elevations, although Chester about 42, 49 degrees for Mount Shasta City, and there's Bernie at about 46 degrees right now. And for the coast, temperatures in the low 50s. In fact, we take a look at that visibility out there this morning, and it looks like we are still seeing, the visibility has dropped a little bit, and there's a reason for that. If we look at our camera here, this is just looking out at Trinidad, just north of Trinidad, and I'm going to show you another camera here. This is looking out at Crescent City Harbor District. This is kind of a good representation. Actually, you can kind of see some of the clouds off in the distance, but we actually have some blue skies out there. Now, it wasn't too long ago. It was mainly what we call a stratus deck, where you have the gray skies out there. So it looks like we're starting to see even that stratus deck begin to move on out. Again, we'll take another look at the camera there at Trinidad, or north of Trinidad at Elk Country, and you can clearly see that we do have a little bit of cloud cover out there, but not that bad. So yeah, looking at the visibility out there, now we went from 8 to 9 mile visibility out at Crescent City. So again, conditions have improved here out along the coast. Let's get you out the door this morning on this Tuesday, May 28th. Looking at those temperatures in the mid-60s for the valley, mid-50s Trinity County, and seeing some low clouds for the coast, but otherwise mainly looking at those clear skies going into the morning hours. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 50s for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. Now, the winds right now, they're calm pretty much anywhere you go. That's great. However, let's take a look at the forecast winds this afternoon, and not that bad. They're beginning to pick up and show signs of getting stronger for the coast this afternoon, or around the noon hour. And then the noon hour in the eastern mountains, you're seeing the winds pick up. But look at the valley later this afternoon, especially the north and west side of the valley. You're seeing gusts 20, 30, over 30 miles per hour. Gusty winds coming in from the west for the eastern mountains, and still those gusty north winds for today along the coast. And then going into this evening and tonight, the winds start to die down for the eastern mountains and even for the coast. But look at how strong they still are even tonight for many of us in the valley. So what that means for our fire weather risk, unfortunately, it is going to be elevated. We're getting into that moderate to high category. You're seeing some oranges there on the map here for the north end of the valley, thanks to those strong north winds that we'll see eventually pick up later on today. Now, the clouds off to our west, those will be moving in here later, and overall looking at mainly dry conditions. However, there are signs of maybe some showers for parts of the north end of the state. So places like Siskiyou County, Modoc County could be looking at a chance for a few stray showers later this afternoon, but the rest of us should be looking at dry conditions even going into the overnight hours tonight. So here's what it looks like out there today. Temperatures are going to be hovering around that 90-degree mark, 90 for Reading, 89 for Chico. And you've got those temperatures in the 70s and 80s for the higher elevations. Taking a quick look at that 7-day outlook for places like Reading, you see temperatures right around 90 degrees for that daytime high. And temperatures kind of staying the same for tomorrow. Now, temperatures will start to increase, and we could flirt with that 100-degree mark by the end of the week. How about the coast? Well, not much change there. Upper 50s, low 60s, but inland and Weaverville, Trinity County, peaking around Friday, Saturday, and the temperatures start to kind of drop again. Looking at your 7-day outlook for Siskiyou County, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains. So again, I've got that chance for some isolated showers today for Alturas and Mount Shasta. Don't count on much, if anything, quite honestly. And then those temperatures will start to increase, kind of peaking around Friday, although maybe about the same on Saturday before we start to see those temperatures begin to dip again going into your Sunday and into your Monday as well. Take a look at Lake Oroville, North Four Bay. Looks like we do have some pretty calm conditions out there this morning. The lake that is looking like glass. There you can see Main Street, Chico. Looks like traffic is flowing smoothly on this first day of work for the week for some of you. Highway 99 at Neal Road. Looks like it's pretty sunny out there this morning. And there you can see Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge. Looks like the sun is coming on out. Don't forget about the free Weather NorCal app. Don't forget about also, you can watch all of this on your smart TV. Whether you have Fire Stick, Roku, you can download the Weather NorCal app on those two devices. On YouTube, anywhere, even on your smart TV, you can subscribe to the Weather NorCal YouTube channel. You can watch the streaming channel there as well. And you can, of course, watch any of the previous latest weather update on the YouTube app as well. So be sure to check that out. Now, speaking of the app, do want to remind you that you can watch the Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals that typically airs every Monday here on Coffee with Krueger. However, because I had the day off yesterday, we are going to have your Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals today, sponsored by Cottonwood Veterinary Clinic and Cottonwood Small Animal Clinic. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. This is Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. I've got Sharon Clay from Turtle Bay with us here right now. Of course, pretty typical, right? Now we do have all kinds of stuff going on. This is the time of the year where we start hearing more and more about the butterfly exhibit, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Butterflies are open for 9 weeks, so we're open until July 4th weekend. And we have got some fun things going on here because we have not just butterflies this year, but we've got some moths in here as well.
Okay.
And so it's really great to learn the difference between a butterfly and a moth because people confuse them. Like people think, well, if it's colorful, it's a butterfly, and if it's dull, it's a moth. But look at this. This is not. This is a Luna moth right here. So you can get an up close look. And this is another type of moth, a Polyphemus moth. And look how cool their eyes are. That's like a clear, like opening.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are alive, by the way. They're just hanging out here. If I touch him, he's going to try to move on me. I put him on this flat. They don't like to hold kind of also like the butterflies do. They like more flat surfaces. But there's a lot of ways to tell the difference between a butterfly and a moth.
Okay.
Okay. The number one is that moths have feathered antennae.
I noticed that, yeah.
Yep, we're going to go in close. And butterflies have straight single antennae.
And they're not like,
So it's like your number one. You can see the Luna has the feathered. Both of these have straight ones. So you have two butterflies. But look how dull colored your butterfly is. So coloration has nothing to do with butterfly versus moth. Okay?
They probably don't appreciate when you call them dull.
That's right, probably not.
You're not dull, you're fine.
You're fine.
Okay.
They are wonderful. And they are all pollinators, even though most of the time moths are more nocturnal and butterflies are diurnal, awake during the day.
Okay.
So,
which is why they're probably just hanging out there, right?
yeah, and then correct. And then think about this. Like, think about the nighttime sleeping stuff. They do lunesta, the Luna moth. And that's like the thing, the Luna, right? So the Luna moths are nocturnal. So yeah, when they come here during the day, they're just going to be sitting. Now also notice, this guy's eating, so his wings are open. But notice that your butterfly is sitting closed up, so they can camouflage and hide. Where these guys usually, when they're sitting, they sit with their wings open.
Because they've got camouflage on their wings.
Well, they're camouflaged on their wings, and they're asleep tucked underneath something, so nothing's seeing them, and then they're more active at night. So they tend to sit more with their wings open when they're relaxed, versus butterflies, which tend to sit with their wings closed.
You should do a night display when they're up at night and people can watch them be active during the nighttime hours.
And you will come work those.
I will come work.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. But those are some of your big things. And then, of course, everyone talks about cocoons.
Yeah.
Only moths come out of a cocoon. Butterflies come out of chrysalis.
That's right. I remember kind of talking about the chrysalis, and everyone thinks cocoon, but yeah, okay.
Yep, these guys come out of a cocoon. These guys come out of a chrysalis. Butterflies and moths are both extremely important in pollination. So we want people to go out, especially and plant milkweed. Milkweed is the only host plant for the monarch, and the monarch butterflies are endangered, and we need them for pollination. So plant your milkweed, folks. You can get it here at our nursery. We were giving out seeds, but we've run out this year. But we do have other butterfly packets. If you come, you can ask for a free packet of butterfly plant seeds and plant those as well. We're also selling placemats this year, which gives you basically field guides for the butterflies in your own backyard. So that's super fun. Lots of stuff that you can do here.
How fun is that? And to not only have a garden that has plants that help promote, bring them to your backyard, but then that just makes your backyard much more wonderful, wouldn't you say?
Wonderful, that's right.
Wonderful, yes. And speaking of, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. I know we can't name all of the butterflies. That would be fun, I would imagine, but it'd probably be a lot of work as well.
Yes.
But I appreciate you all, and we will see you next week for another edition of Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. So yeah, a lot of interesting things about kind of the differences between the two, and I didn't really know that. And I was actually out over the weekend, and we saw a moth because I could see the feathered antenna. So that was kind of neat, or tentacles, or whatever they call them. I already forgot the name of them already. Wouldn't you know? By the way, that segment you just watched, if you want to watch it, you can watch it on. You just go to the website and just click on the Animal Family segment. But you can also watch from the free Weather NorCal app. So on the Weather NorCal app, just scroll down and you'll see the Animal Family segment. Click on that, and then you'll eventually find the Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. And not only can you watch the one that you just watched now, but you can watch all of the Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals segments since day one, since the conception of Weather NorCal. So be sure to check that out. Many of you were very active on social media yesterday, and of course, as many of you know, I also took the day off yesterday, and that was really nice. So what I did is I posted, if you can kind of see right here, I posted a video from my morning coffee and breakfast at our hotel room. And it was a little bit of a trick question because I said, if you can figure out where I am, and I kind of posted more images throughout the day, that was the only kind of the start of it, right? If you recognize that corner of the room and that lamp, maybe you could figure out where it was. But it was kind of a bit of a trick question too, because I started off the weekend in Arcata, made my way up to Brookings, Oregon, but then eventually I made it to a different part. So what I ended up doing is I started posting more pictures, and you can kind of see, well, that one was later, but here was the first, here was the next clue. Where was my next clue? It was right here. So I gave you the next clue, which was right there, and it was a coffee. Now this place has some great coffee. They brew it there where I was, and that is the name of the coffee place right there. Then after that, I showed you this image, and this is a mural out in that area as well, and a really beautiful, colorful mural. I actually kind of blend in with that. And then the last one that I showed was this one. So anyone who's been to Ashland, Oregon knows that this is the big park there. So what I had said in that first video is that if you can guess where I am, I'll give you a free coffee mug and a Weather NorCal shirt. So without further delay, let's take a look at who the winner is. And the winner is, I know you're anxiously awaiting, Jennifer Campbell. So Jennifer Campbell, if you are watching this morning, you can instant message me on Facebook. And if I don't hear from you, I will try to contact you as well. A lot of times I can't instant message a lot of you for some reason because of the security settings you may have. So usually I leave it up to you. If you hear about it, I'll probably also post it on Facebook just so you know, in case you're not watching this morning, Jennifer. But Jennifer, there you are. You are the winner of the coffee mug and the free Weather NorCal shirt. I'll, of course, need your size as well. So Thank you. Everyone who participated had a lot of participation on that post, and I certainly appreciate that when everybody gets into it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our forecast. Before we get to our forecast, we'll mention our sponsor, and that is at Wind River Resort and Casino. Enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, let's get to the forecast. Take a look at those temperatures out there right now. And we're sitting at about 64 degrees in Redding, 65 for Red Bluff, and 65 degrees in Chico, 50 for El Tourist. Not that cold, even in the higher elevations out there this morning. So we've got the north winds, unfortunately, picking back up, and that's going to elevate our fire danger most likely through the rest of the week. Isolated showers in the northern mountains today, especially Siskiyou and Modoc County. Also, the valley eventually will be flirting with that 100-degree mark. We haven't seen 100 degrees yet, by the way, folks, and we got close, but not yet. So I think for now I'm going to keep it below 100 degrees later this week, but it's going to get hot. But still, no major heat waves. And heat waves are typically prolonged periods of temperatures upper 90s and into the triple digits, right? And I'm just not seeing that. Now the winds right now, not an issue. But when we look at the forecast for today, take a look at this. Later this afternoon and evening, we're seeing those winds, especially for the north and west side of the valley. But also those winds picking up in the eastern mountains, 20, 30 miles per hour. And of course, your typical gusts along the coast. But here's the thing, as we go into tomorrow morning, look at that. Still some strong winds in the valley. They're dying down for the eastern mountains. Not as strong for the coast, but still breezy north winds. Taking you into Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, strong winds for the entire valley. Gusty north winds for the coast. But look at the eastern mountains. Not that bad. Not as bad. But in Siskiyou County, we're seeing some of those strong winds. Here we are Thursday. Still looking at those strong winds. Winds mainly from the north for Modoc County, but not that strong for Lassen and Plumas counties, but still some gusty winds along the coast, even for your Thursday. So humidity-wise, we take a look at this afternoon. Not terrible. Now, we are going to see the humidities and the winds pick up from the northwest side of the valley. And when we factor in the temperatures too, that's going to elevate the fire danger. Now, we see some good recovery Wednesday morning. But look at this, Wednesday afternoon, we're seeing those humidity levels down into the single digits. So it's getting rather dry out there with those north winds. We see a little bit of humidity recovery on Thursday, and it looks like it gets a little bit better, but still very dry conditions here on your Thursday as well. So when you combine the heat, when you combine the winds and the humidity, for today, you can see we're in that moderate to high range for the north end of the valley. Okay, then we go into your Wednesday. Unfortunately, now all of the valley is getting into that high category. We take you into Thursday, pretty much the same situation. You saw those strong winds, and we're getting in those deeper oranges, so we're getting well into that high category. So it looks like we are going to see an increase in that fire danger over the next couple of days, peaking on Thursday. I do expect conditions to most likely improve by the time we get into Friday, and in particular for the weekend. And the reason being is, yes, we've got the winds here for today. We've got the winds tomorrow and even Thursday, but they should start to die down by the time we get into the end of the week. And speaking of the end of the week, high pressure will settle in, but it's a weak ridge of high pressure, but strong enough that temperatures could get close to, if not right around 100 degrees for the valley on Friday. But then that ridge begins to break down thanks to this cooler air riding to our north, preventing our temperatures from getting much warmer. In fact, they're going to start to drop, but still above normal for your Saturday. And then we go into next week. Now, here's where things get interesting. Now, notice, and this is what I was talking about, no major heat waves in the forecast in the long range because we're not seeing any big ridges of high pressure. We're not seeing any big troughs of low pressure with the cooler air. We have a flat jet stream. This is what we call a zonal flow type pattern, and it's the track of the storm. Storms follow the track of this jet stream, right? So this is where all the rain is going to be. Right on that storm track. And where is that? To our north. It's over the Pacific Northwest. So the main impact for us will be probably some added cloud cover at times, but cooler air to the north, warmer air to the south. So typically, to the north of the jet stream, cooler air. To the south of the jet stream, it gets warmer. So we're, of course, on the warmer side, and that's why our temperatures will most likely stay above normal. But I want you to remember when you see this map all over social media, this does not mean a massive heat wave. This does not mean, wow, look at those deep reds, it's going to be super hot out there. No, that's not necessarily the case. What these deeper shades of red indicate, so when you have the lighter shades of orange, you have a chance of seeing above normal temperatures, right? When you start getting into the deeper reds, that means most likely you are going to see above normal temperatures. Just how much above normal, that's what my job is to tell you, how much above normal that will be. So let's take a look at that. Temperatures are going to be around 90 for today and tomorrow. This is for the valley. They're trending upward, peaking on Friday. Could we see 100 degrees? Not out of the question, but keeping it below that, and then temperatures start to dip again. But the normal high for the valley is about 85 degrees. So we're going to keep it above normal, but not by much. But then we're going to see them climb up close to 15 degrees above normal. Now, I want to show you the trend for most of the mountains, and I'm just showing you Mount Shasta, but this is the overall trend in general, even for the mountains. Kind of a bit of a dip tomorrow, going back up, peaking around Friday, Saturday, and then we see another dip on Sunday, Monday, but also looking at most likely above normal temperatures even in the mountains. But you know, you look at this, you go, wow, that looks pretty impressive, but no, the rain is here, we're getting the tail end of it, and all we're going to see are just a couple of clouds out of that system. However, looking at Futurecast, yeah, we could see some stray showers developing here for Siskiyou County, even Modoc County, but to the south into Last and Plumas County, you'll be dry today, and the rest of us will be dry even along the coast. Now, let's take you into Wednesday. Wednesday morning, maybe some fog along the coast, and it looks like that may actually burn off for Wednesday afternoon, otherwise dry and mainly sunny for the rest of us. Thursday, looks like we're seeing the mainly sunny skies even for the coast, and not much in the way of fog, so it looks like maybe a bit of a break. Long range does have those storm systems. Again, remember the storm track is to our north. Look where the rain is. As we go into early next week, it's up to our north. All we get out of it are a few clouds and slightly cooler temperatures, but staying above normal as you saw there. Now the wave heights, they are going to be fairly low here, especially just along the coast here. But we may see a slight increase in those wave heights, but nothing to be concerned about. So your marine forecast for your Tuesday, north winds at 5 to 10 knots. Your waves from the northwest at 4 feet at 8 seconds, and from the northwest at 4 feet at 13 seconds. So for today, here is your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures actually going up, peaking on Friday. They start to go down again for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And again, that's the trend for everyone minus the coast. You see, when you live in an area, a large, broad area, you can talk about these general trends for the area. And this is where I think for some of you get frustrated. See, I try not to fool or kid anybody. I live in Redding. I live in the valley. So when I say it's going to be nice, I'm talking about the valley in general, right? That doesn't mean it's going to be nice for all of you. I've got someone who's getting very nitpicky on social media, in particular on YouTube. And again, there's nothing we can do about it because I don't want to ignore the fact that it's going to be nice weather outside of your area, but I've got someone who lives on the coast who is getting frustrated with the gusty winds and the cold temperatures. I get it. I understand that. But not everyone's experiencing that. Just your one little microclimate. See, and that's why we have these neighborhood forecasts here. So you can see what the weather is going to be like in your area. But when I'm forecasting the weather and giving you these weather presentations, I'm going to talk about sometimes how it might be pleasant for some of us, not so pleasant for others. But that's just kind of how it works when you live in these microclimates, right? When you live somewhere in the Central Plains and you're talking about all of Texas or whatever, yeah, I mean, it's always pretty much the same for everybody, right? But for us, that's not the case, and that's why things get really tricky when it comes to forecasting, number one, but also communicating to you so you don't get too frustrated that I'm saying it's nice, but it's not so nice where you are, right? All right, so 78 degrees for Montague, 78 degrees out towards Grenada today, and there you can see Gazelle also a high of about 78. But again, the bottom line is minus the coast, where we're going to basically be upper 50s, low 60s there. Elsewhere, temperatures kind of increasing for the most part through Friday before we see another dip in our temperatures going into the weekend. Today, about 75 for Weed, 78 degrees for Mount Shasta City. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, about 76 for Fort Bidwell. Newell about 72 and 75 degrees for California Pines. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, 76 out in Fall River Mills, 78 for Montgomery Creek, 75 for Shingletown and Paynes Creek, about 80 degrees. There's your Lake Almanor, Lassen Park forecast, which by the way, there was that earthquake yesterday, I believe, in the Chester area. Of course, be interesting to see if any of you felt that. But 76 degrees today for Chester, 60 degrees for the south entrance of Lassen Park. There you can see the eastern mountains to the south. Paradise will top out at about 80 degrees today, 72 degrees for Mineral, and 73 degrees in Janesville. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Temperatures upper 80s to about 90 degrees. So it is beginning to warm up out there, but tomorrow will be about the same as today before we see a spike on Thursday, and then getting close to, if not right around 100 degrees by the time we get into Friday. But yeah, good news is those temperatures will start to drop again going into the weekend and into early next week. So that's your forecast, and I'm sticking to it. Really, this is that time of the year where you just got to keep checking in every once in a while to see when those heat waves are going to occur. And it's really important to stay on top of the fire danger. I think everybody needs to be aware of the fire danger conditions as well. And I'll be starting a segment where you'll be able to access it on YouTube and pretty much everywhere, on the app and on the website, on the fire page, as a matter of fact, where I'll be updating Monday through Friday the fire danger. And we'll just be talking about the fire danger. It probably won't be a very long segment, but it'll be something just kind of give you an idea for that day and probably going out the next 24 to even 48 hours. Good morning to you, Ruth. Good morning to Curtis Brown. We've got Curtis Brown saying we have a pollinator garden and observe the insects and butterflies. That's good. I haven't seen a monarch yet, but stay tuned. So I already forgot what Sharon said, but there's a certain kind of a plant that you need to buy that you plant in your garden, and that will be a place for the butterflies to pollinate. So yes, that's really neat. I'm sure Sharon would love to hear that, Curtis Brown. So that I'm sure the butterflies also thank you for planting those and having that pollinator in there. All right. Well, that's going to do it, folks. Oh, milkweed. Thank you, Jackie. It's milkweed. Now, one of the things that Sharon was mentioning is that it's too bad that we had to call it milkweed, right? Because we associate weeds with something that's bad. But milkweed is actually very good because that's what the monarchs use for pollination. And we're actually kind of getting in that category of them becoming extinct. Amy, the winner is... The winner is Jennifer Campbell. So I see your name is Campbell. So Amy, let me know if you know Jennifer. I don't know, but Jennifer Campbell is the winner of the gear. So I have asked that Jennifer contact me via instant message. She can also contact me via email, mkrueger@weathernorcal.com. So Amy, if you know Jennifer, I'm only assuming based on the fact that, oh, you do not, okay. But yeah, so Jennifer, if you're watching, let me know. If not, I will probably also have a post later today for everyone to see that Jennifer is the winner and that you need to contact me via social media or from instant message on Facebook. All right. Well, there you go, folks. Hope you have yourselves a great Tuesday. Yes, for some of you, it is a short work week. And here's the irony of me taking Monday off. I find this hilarious. Things will, I know, eventually down the line get better in that category. As I hopefully can get a third meteorologist on staff here, hopefully sometime this year, if not next year. But so I was able to take Monday off. Brian was able to fill in for me on Monday, which was great. And I'm appreciative of that. And I'm very grateful for that. But the funny thing is he's taking next weekend off. So I've got to work Saturday, Sunday. So my 4-day work week is no longer a 4-day work week. And it's going to extend on to this upcoming weekend. But I'm not complaining. It's a job. We all have jobs. We got to do what we got to do. So there you go. All right, that's it. Let's take a look at some not photos, but we're going to take a look at some cameras out there and kind of wrap things up for this morning's show. I want to appreciate to everyone for chiming in this morning and checking in and see what's kind of going on with the weather. It's important to know what's going on with the weather, right? We all need to know what to wear for that day. I'm not going to tell you what to wear, but it's important to know. So this is out looking at Lake Oroville, North Forebay, looking absolutely gorgeous out there, but it is going to warm up. Highs around 90 degrees in the valley, upper 50s, low 60s for the coast, and in the mountains in the 70s, and some of those 80s for some of the warmer spots. Have yourselves a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger starting at 7 o'clock.